So what do you think of when you think of summer? I know everybody has a different opinion. Some people, dread summer because of the heat and the bugs. And some people love summer because of the heat. I guess I think of gardening and flowers and maybe some family picnics thrown in. Um, you know, activities on the water and watermelon picnics, right? What do you bring to a picnic? Lemonade and watermelon. I guess there's also the work related stuff like farming and road construction. Sometimes they sneak that in through the winter here, but let me tell you, this year was not a year to be able to work on the roads through winter at all. Massive snow, massive snow. I don't even know what our total snowfall was for the winter, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, but summer water fights and I guess it depends on your age too. Summer activities. That's kind of I asked my grandson, I said, so what do you have planned for the summer? And everything was all about what he was going to do on vacation. And I'm like, okay, but what are you going to do at home? What are you going to do here? It's like, and I've always drilled this into my kids, like, you're going to ruin your summer if you don't plan it out. And I don't mean that, I mean it figuratively, because kids nowadays, they just love those electronics. And it's like, I don't mind them being on them, but I do mind when it's 75 degrees and blue sky and no wind and you're in the house. No, get out. Enjoy summer, because we did not have if you looked at it, our winter, like, we need a summer, we need a good summer, and we need to take advantage of that summer. And I really don't care what they do, as long as they're doing something safe and fun. Have to tack on the safe there. They've done some dumb things. I did some dumb things as a kid. I can't say it, that whole, how can this generation be alive with the stuff we did as kids? Yeah, that was me. But yeah, I don't really have plans for the summer either, just to keep moving forward and hopefully get a garden in and take a little vacation with my kids and, spend time with the grandkids and, just, I guess, the typical things, Don't have anything major planned yet. What would you, a massive trip, I guess, if you were taking a cruise or going to Europe or something, that'd be kind of cool. But, mine's just typical every year, every summer plans. Yeah. Okay. This is just enough. Today we are doing a soap. We are doing a summer soap, part of the summer soap series. I might keep doing these series. I don't know. Oh well, it's fun. I don't know. They're fun for me. So anyway, today we're doing the watermelon soap with a little bit of a different technique for the seeds. Didn't turn out too bad. It's one of those techniques where you just hope and pray it works. But yeah, I will talk more about that in the video. And there are 3 things. Dream big, be true to you. You are worth it. And I'm Tonya from Tonya's Witchy Kitchen. And let's go check out these watermelon soaps. Into the soap. This one, I've done a couple watermelon soaps before. And this one smells amazing. That was my kale and clay. I need a bigger bowl because we are making this in the wood mold, and those containers they're just shy of not enough for the oil. So even then, you know, I'm topping it off, but that's okay. We're putting it in the big bowl. Gotta get all my oils out. This soap, let me see, was there anything interesting with this soap? Not really. It was like the basic 3 with a little bit of avocado and some sunflower. Yeah. Which is so weird because, you know, doing that, it's kind of like, it's more of a swirl soap, you know, real thin swirl soap, which was fine for the bottom, but sometimes if it doesn't set up as fast as it could, you know, I should have done shea instead of the sunflower, you know, just give it a little more solid oils, you know, because you'll see. It I get impatient. I get so impatient. Okay, the colors. Let me see. That one is Savage Garden. The first one was Green Vibrance, and the middle one was Kermit Green. And then we are actually using black oxide for the seeds, and that's going to be a totally different thing that I haven't done on video. Now you're like, what? And you're like, what did you screw up? I'll tell you what I screwed up. Yeah, actually, you'll see what I screwed up. But yes, that's Kermit Green. And that's Savage Garden. Just in case you want to know. Yeah, took a little prepping for me. Just not prepping, but like thought process. Like, how exactly do you want to do this? I mean, you could Google watermelon soaps and you'd get, it's probably like a Winnie the Pooh soap. Kind of a basic design. But it all comes down to how do you want to execute it and how do you want it to look at the end, right? So, and this is what I mean by excessively liquid. I don't know if all the summer soaps are going to be excessively liquid. Okay, there's one that's not. But, yeah, this seems to be a trend lately. The only thing I've changed, you guys, really, is I'm actually letting the oils set and the lye water set for a few hours while I do other things, and then I come back to them. Not that they're not cool otherwise, it's just, I don't know, they're a little cooler. But that is my base. It is the 3 greens blended in just a drop swirl pattern, similar to the mermaid soap one. And then I need them to set up, right? That's the drawback to this, to the beautiful swirls. Yeah, see, it's just fluid. The drawback is having to wait for it to set up, because it actually takes a lot longer to set up than something that is, you know, farther along. But anyway, the black oxide and the seeds, I debated. I could have cut up some black soap, that threw the shavings in, that would have been something. But a couple years ago, I saw Tree Marie do a teardrop soap. And it was fun. You know, I experimented with it. I haven't experimented with it since. But so that, even though I'm pouring my red in there, which, here's my screw up. I needed white, you guys. I didn't pour off any batter for my white part of the rind. And I realized that right about there. Like, the words in my mind were just like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, girl, how long have you been doing this? And that is, that red is a blend of Voodoo and Trial by Fire. So, yeah. But okay, so I got a little bit of titanium dioxide, a little bit of white, a little bit of white for the rind. This watermelon just doesn't have a lot of white to it, okay? It's just fully ripe. No white on the rind. Oh, geez, right? Have you guys ever pickled watermelon? Watermelon rind? Is that a thing in your state? That's a thing in my state. I think that's a thing farmers used to do, because, I mean, way back, they used everything. They used every part of everything, and, why not pickle the rind, you know? It's amazing what you can change in a pickling process. But, okay. Anyway, I did get a little bit of titanium dioxide, or soap batter colored white with the titanium dioxide to give it a little bit of white. So now I'm just praying it sets up faster than it is because it's super fluid. I can't remember. It's 2 parts voodoo mica to 1 part trial by fire. That's what I did. And then I lined, those little air pockets you get in the packages, the big air bubbles, air pillows. You just cut the edge off of it and put it in my bottle. And I hate doing this, but it's easier than cleaning the bottle out. Seriously, it's 50 times easier. I just have a problem getting the soap out. Does that make sense? But anyway, the only problem with teardrops is if you go too fast, it's too thin of a line. If you go too slow, it's too thick of a line. Depending on your soap batter, there's all these things to take into consideration. So it's basically just a pray it turns out. Seriously, like, you don't know what you're gonna get till you can cut it, and which is a lot of things with soap, but yeah. So I'm just gonna slowly pour my red to try and get to the top, or to make a top layer on the soap. It is so thin. It's just so thin. Yeah, so if you break the fall of the soap, it doesn't, cut down into there as much as it could. Because we're floating on it's like an iceberg in the middle of the lake, and it's 80 degrees outside, okay? You know what I mean? Very fluid, very fluid. It's just impatient. I keep skipping around here, don't I? Yep. Sorry. But seeds, people do different things with the seeds. Like I said, you can chunk the soap, you can pour it in a column mold and cut that mold, or cut that soap so you have strips. There's, all sorts of ways to do the seeds. Some people even use poppy seeds, just, so they're little baby seeds, But I like the poppy seeds or the jojoba beads that are black. I like those for, like, a strawberry type soap, Because strawberry seeds are little. Watermelon seeds, I've never seen a watermelon with little seeds before. But, okay. So what you do is you make a mess with the black soap, because you you stick it basically not like that. But I guess that one was going for the top line because I didn't know how far it was. And then it's another mess of trying to cover that seed up. He's going to be a seed, guys. And then I'm actually holding it with the wrong hand, and that's why I am doing such a poor job of that. Yeah, so we're not counting him. I already know that seed's like obliterated. But you want to put your tube, the top of the tube, you want to put it down into the soap batter, anywhere from 1/2 inch to whatever dimension down you want it to be, and you carefully just squeeze it consistently and run it across, or run it through the soap. Kind of like if you were decorating a cake and you were just, running it through. So that one was like, I think 1/4 inch down. So you can see he's kind of in there. And that one was a little bit farther down, which is hard to see. But you just push that tip down and slowly slowly but consistency with the same amount of pressure. Pull it through. If you do it right, it will make really cute teardrops in the soap. But I also, like I said, your soap batter, how thick the soap batter is makes a difference. How fast you scoot and pour and push and squeeze and all that stuff is all a test for how it turns out. Yep, it's just a thing. It was a fun soap though. I really liked the scent. I wasn't sure about it, but in the soap, it definitely pulled through. Not pulled through, but you know how you use a fragrance for your soap and it changes after it's been cured, but you use it like in a lotion or a bubble bath and it doesn't change, so then it smells a little bit different than what the soap does, So that's kind of what I mean. It smelled okay. It smelled good from the bottle, but I think it really changed with the curing of the soap. So there's my bar. The top looks a little yellow, and I think it's from the fragrance oil a little bit. I'm not sure why. It just seemed like it was seeping just a tish on top, but wasn't going to worry about that because it was going to dry. It was super soft, so I had to leave it sit on the counter for half a day after I took it out of the mold. That's the thing, you guys. Sometimes it's just so soft, It's just crazy. But you can see my soaps now. Look at my soaps. See? That one's a good teardrop. That one's a schmear. Those are the end ones, But they're not too bad. They're not too bad at all. They're actually kind of cute. And the pink really muted down, like really muted. I was a little shocked, but that's okay because next time I can, up my ratio if I want to, or I can leave it that beautiful pink color that it is. Definitely, Yeah, watermelon's always, it's even like buying one in the store, it's always hit and miss, My oldest daughter, I always let her pick out the watermelons when she was little, and she always picked a good one. My grandpa always said, look for one that had the bottom, like it was white or yellow. Okay. And then you'd thunk it. You'd hit it kind of like you're knocking on a door or whatever. And if it sounded hollow, then it was good, I think. I don't know. I can't remember. But something like that. But I always let my daughter pick them out because she was really good at it. But those weren't too bad, were they? In here are the fragrance notes: watermelon, lemon, honeydew, vanilla, and sugar. Definitely a watermelon scented soap. I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.